I've never, ever seen anything in the 60-some years I've been here that I've ever seen anything like that. It's just outrageous what happened for about 5 years.
We knew that the property wasn't valued at that. We being the realtors, our community knew that things were overpriced. We knew that there was going to be a huge correction. We also know that it's going to go back. It won't go back to 217. It will be there, but it won't be there in the morning.
On the business side, we have seen a pickup in business. The sophisticated investors decided that prices are low enough. You can buy a house for $50,000 that would cost you $120,000 to build, or $140,000 to build. They're coming in and they're buying them in large numbers.
I could tell you that if you talk to any realtors today, they'll tell you that they're writing the same number of contracts as they've ever written, probably more. The difference is the size of the contract. I'm writing $65,000, $70,000, $80,000 contracts, where 2 years ago I was writing $217,000 contracts for the exact same property.
Well, I can tell you that prior to the boom there were about 6 real estate companies in Lehigh Acres. During the boom there were 40. Now there's probably back down to 5 or 6. And I can tell you the reason why is the companies that were here before and that didn't participate in getting buyers into houses beyond what they could afford, those are the companies that have repeat referral customers. Not that we didn't participate in it, I'm not saying everybody is guilty and we're innocent, but I am saying that if you saw it coming, you didn't put people in homes they couldn't afford.
We know there are people hurting in this community right now, and our network of nonprofits, whether it's churches or nonprofits, have really come together to bring services to people and make sure they know what services are available to get them through this economic time.
I see that the community of Lehigh Acres is actually taken this opportunity to take a stand and to make sure we know exactly who we are and that we're not a slum.
I got a call from a national publication said, your traffic citations are down. Why are they down in Lee County and throughout Florida, Charlie? And my first reaction was, we're much better drivers than we were. But the truth of the matter is there's not as many cars on the road. And not only are our traffic citations down, but our felony cases are down, our misdemeanor cases are down. All our cases except foreclosure are down. And that's because a whole segment of our population, all these people that we're helping to build all these properties, construct all these homes, put up all these condominiums, build all this community, got up and left. They went within an 8-month period of time, they were gone. And when they left, they took a lot of the crime with them. A lot of the stuff that we had went with them. And they also left behind properties that just said, well, I can't pay it, so they left.
One of the things that troubles me a little bit is we are seeing the institutional investor come back into the real estate market. This is not the speculator of before. These are well-heeled, deep-pocket groups of people or companies that are coming in and buying the property that's being foreclosed upon, but they're not homeowners. And so ultimately, while they help us in the short term soak up some of this excess inventory, they prolong the recovery, because as soon as the market starts to recover, they will take and put those houses right back on the market again.
We went from a society that didn't think anything about borrowing to a society that can't borrow. For whatever reason, the banks aren't lending, their credit's ruined. So we're going to go to a more cash society. We're going to probably depend more on our local banks again, and we're going to reinvent how we do business. And I think that's probably a very strong underpinning for us to carry forward.
I got the forbearance, but my credit card companies are still increasing my rates. And so I don't know if I'll be able to hang on. Right now I'm listing it for a short sale. It was, the comps are that it's worth $79,900, so I owe $250,000.
The other side of foreclosure is that people that could never buy a house 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, now have the ability to step in and buy a property.
I have moved 36 times in my life, and the last thing I want to do is move again. So I was sitting in the couch one night and I said, hey, let's buy the house. You know, we are hearing on the news houses for $80,000, $60,000. You know, why not? We're so settled here with my, you know, with my family that why not just try to purchase the house? So we actually went, my aunt is a mortgage broker and my cousin is a realtor. So we, in Miami, so she got us all prepared with all the paperwork, and we put an offer to the owner and an offer to the bank since the house is now a short sale. And we're just running around in circles getting the paperwork in order.
I would say for at least 5 years, things ought to be on a more even keel, because the economy has to finish turning around and people have learned a lesson. But how long will that lesson last? Usually memories are pretty short, and I'd say 20 years from now, if the opportunity existed, the same thing would happen again.
We'll get back to a normal, stable market where we have, you know, about the same number of buyers and sellers, and back to modest appreciation where we should be. But we're on the right track. We've been here for 33 years. We're going to be here for hopefully 33 more. That's the way we work.
We'll be back in the boom, and I know we will. Hopefully I'll be retired, playing golf more often, enjoying the good life.
People say, oh, you moved here from Miami Beach? And I said, well, I never regretted it, because it was a wonderful place, and I feel that it still is.